Hello guys, my name is Madhur and welcome to my channel. This is the 38th tutorial in the series of tutorials on Unix shell programming. Now in the last tutorial we checked out the case statement and to be honest I wasn't satisfied with my own performance of explaining the statement to you. So what I'm going to do is in this tutorial I'm going to take up another application of case and I'm going to try to do a better job of explaining the statement to you. So I'll bring up my text editor here and I've already saved this file in my home folder, given it the name Word and the extension sh. And what this script is going to do is it's going to ask the user to enter a word, and then using read we will store that input in a variable that we're going to call word in the script, and then we will check whether the word begins with a lowercase or an uppercase vowel. That's going to be our first case. The second case is going to be to check if the word begins with a digit, and the third case is going to be to check if the word ends with a digit, and the fourth case is going to be to check if the word is a three-letter word or not, and the last case is going to be the default case, which will get executed if all these cases fail, and that's gonna just display a stupid message, right? So the script is going to be pretty simple, and I've chosen this example because it's gonna introduce a couple of meta characters to you, and it's also going to deal with case in a better way. So let's get started. On the first line I'll type in echo to display a message, enter a word, and this is because the user should know what is expected of him. On the next line we'll use read to store the input in the variable word, that's word, and then we have to begin our case, and I'll type in the keyword CASE and then the control variable, which in this case is going to be word, so $word since we are interested in the value, and then the keyword in, and then we are going to type in our case conditions. And the first case, as I mentioned, is going to be for lowercase and uppercase vowels. So A, E, I, O, and U, this is the range for lowercase vowels. And since we are going to check whether the word begins with a vowel or not, it's just the first character that has to be in this range for this case to get executed, right? So for all the other characters, since we don't really care, I'm just going to put an asterisk, right? So if the first letter lies in this range, pretty good. We don't really care about the rest of the characters, that's why there's an asterisk here. But I'm not going to make a separate case for uppercase vowels. Instead, I'm going to use the pipe symbol here, and what the pipe symbol is going to do is it's going to ask the shell, wait a second, let me type in the uppercase vowels here, A, E, I, O, and U, and of course the asterisk symbol. Yeah, so what the pipe symbol is going to do is it's going to instruct the shell to check if the first alphabet in word lies in this range, and if it doesn't lie in this range, then it will ask the shell to not skip the case but to check whether the letter lies in this range, right? So both ranges will be covered in a single case, and that's why we've used the pipe symbol in between. And then again, the syntax says that we have to put a closing parent here, so that's what I'm going to do, and it's there now. And on the next statement, on the next line, sorry, I'm going to use echo to display a message like the word begins with a vowel, right? And to terminate the case, I'm going to put 2 semicolons, right? And now the next case is gonna check if the word begins with a digit or not, and I'm gonna use the square brackets meta characters again, and the range of digits is of course from 0 to 9, so I'm gonna type in 0 and then a hyphen and then the digit 9, and the closing parents, oh sorry, we have to again put an asterisk here because again we are testing to see if the word begins with a digit or not, right? So the first character in the input will be matched with the digits between 0 and 9, and if a match is found, then this case will be executed. So on the next line, I'm going to use echo to display a message, the word begins with a digit, right? And of course the 2 semicolons to end the case. And On the next line, we're gonna write the test condition for the third case, and that's gonna be to check if the word ends with the digit or not. So instead of typing in the range first and then the asterisk symbol, what I'm gonna do in this case is I'm gonna type the asterisk symbol first, and then I'm gonna type in the range, which is gonna be 0 to 9. So what will happen is the shell will see that okay, there's an asterisk in the test condition, so maybe I just have to ignore a few characters, and as it reaches the square bracket here, it will see that okay, maybe I have to just match the last character. And how do I have to match it, and with what do I have to match it? I have to match it with the range that's represented by 0-9, right? So if you put an asterisk in before the range, then the first characters are ignored and just the last character is matched. And if you put the asterisk symbol after the range, then the first character is matched and the last characters or the characters that follow are ignored, right? So I'm gonna put the closing parent to get inside the case, and then I'll use echo to display a message like the word ends with a digit. So to terminate this case, I'm going to use 2 semicolons, and on the next line I'm going to type in the condition for my fourth case, and that's going to be to check if the word is a 3-letter word or not. And 3-letter words can be thought of as combinations of 3 characters, and one character, as I mentioned in the previous tutorial, can be represented by a question mark. So for a 3-letter word we can use 3 question marks, and that's going to be our test condition, right? So 3 question marks and the closing parent, and on the next line I'll use echo to display a message: you entered a 3-letter word. That's great. And of course I'll have to terminate this case by typing in my 2 semicolons, and lastly I'm gonna type in the asterisk symbol and the closing parent, and this is going to represent the default case, and this case will get executed only if the above 4 cases fail. Stupid statement, something like I don't know what you have entered. So the 2 semicolons indicate the termination of this case, and now since all our cases have been written and the code for all the cases has been written as well, what we have to do is we have to terminate the entire case block, and the way we do that is by typing in the keyword case, but this time in the reverse way. So it's going to be ESAC, right? And I'll save this file. Okay, everything seems to be correct. So I'll bring up my terminal now, and I'll execute the script sh space word.sh. That's the program. So it asks me for a word. So if I type in something like apple, right? Apple begins with the A, and uppercase A, that is in this case, and A is a vowel, so it should display a message like you entered a vowel. The word begins with a vowel. Yeah, so that's displaying correct output. Now if I type in something like ball, then it tells me that I don't know what you've entered, because there is no case in our script that is prepared to match with such an input. But if I type in a word that begins with a digit like 5 hardy, and if I press the enter key, then it tells me that the word begins with a digit. Type in Fahrenheit 451, then it tells me that the word ends with a digit. With this case, in this case it's not really a word, it's a string. But even if you would type in a word that ends with a digit, it will display the same message to you. And if I type in a 3-letter word, sorry, something like cat, then it tells me that it's a 3-letter word. And you can check it once again. For dog, again it tells me that it's a 3-letter word. So again, I'll walk you guys through the script once more. We have our case statement on the 3rd line, and the control variable is $word, and this is the input that we've received from the user in the script. And once we get inside the case block, we have 5 cases. The last one is the default case, which just displays a message, I don't know what you've entered, and it will get executed only if the 4 cases that appear before it fail to execute. And why would that happen? It would happen only if the first letter in the input is neither a lowercase vowel or an uppercase vowel, or if the first letter is not a digit, and also if the last letter of the word is not a digit, and also if the word is not a 3-letter word. So I hope you've got the essence of case in this tutorial, in case you missed it in the previous tutorial. And if you think that I still haven't made it clear for you, then please stick with me in this tutorial. I'm sure we will encounter case multiple times in this course, and maybe in future I'll clarify things for you in a better way. So thank you so much for watching this one, and I hope to see you guys in the next tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel.